Listen carefully to me today. The promise I made concerning your life, the one that seemed forgotten, the one you stopped mentioning because waiting for it hurt, that promise I am fulfilling today. I know you doubted. I know there were times when you thought I had forgotten you, times when you saw others receive what you were waiting for and wondered, why not you? Times when the waiting felt like punishment instead of preparation. I understand why you thought that. Time, from your perspective, feels different from time from mine. But I never forgot. I never stopped working. And today is the day I marked before you even began to wait. It wasn't forgetfulness that seemed like delay, it was precision. Because the promise I made concerning your life required certain things to happen first. It required you to change in ways you couldn't change quickly. It required other pieces to move, other people to reach their positions, circumstances to align. And all of that took the time it needed to take. Not because I'm slow, but because I was building something that wouldn't fall apart when you finally had it. There were times when you sped up on your own, times when you tried to keep the promise yourself because the weight was unbearable. And I understand why you did it. But every time you tried alone, something didn't quite work. Not because you lacked the ability, but because the promise isn't fulfilled by human effort, it's fulfilled by my perfect timing. And that timing arrived today. Today I not only keep my promise, today I give you back what the wait cost you, because I know you waited longer than seemed fair. I know you took leaps of faith when you had no guarantees. I know you kept believing when everything indicated you should give up, and your loyalty didn't go unnoticed. Today you not only receive what was promised, you receive a reward for having trusted when it wasn't easy to trust. Perhaps you think it doesn't matter anymore, that you've grown accustomed to living without it, that you've made peace with the idea that maybe it wasn't meant for you. But it does matter, because the promise I made didn't depend on whether you kept waiting for it. It depended on my word, and my word doesn't change with your mood. My word stands even if you doubt. It's fulfilled even if you no longer mention it. Because when I say something about your life, it's settled, and what's settled manifests at the right moment. Today is that moment, not because you did everything perfectly, not because you finally became worthy. Today is the moment because I marked it that way from the beginning, because the preparation time is over, because what needed to happen has already happened, because you're ready even if you don't feel it, and because my promise has a due date, and that date is today. I want you to understand something important. The promise I'm fulfilling today isn't exactly how you imagined it. It will be better, because you imagined it from your limited perspective. You imagined it based on what you knew, on what you had seen, on what seemed possible. But I am not limited by what is possible. I work on the impossible, and what I am going to give you today will surpass what you asked for. It will be bigger, more complete, more perfect for you, because I know what you truly need, not just what you think you need. You may not recognize it immediately when it arrives. It may come wrapped differently. It may arrive by a path you didn't expect, but when you see it, when you have it, when you experience it, you will know. You will know that this is what I promised you. You will recognize my hand in it. You will understand why it took as long as it did, and you will be grateful it didn't arrive sooner, because you weren't ready to handle it before. There were earlier versions of you who wouldn't have known what to do with this promise, versions that would have wasted it, misused it, failed to value it. But the person you are today, after everything you've been through, after everything you've learned, after all you've grown, this version is ready. This version of yourself knows the value of what you receive. This version of yourself will cherish what I give. This version of yourself will honor the promise with responsibility. That's why it's today, because today you are who you needed to be to receive this. Today, you have the maturity you didn't have before. Today, you have the wisdom that only waiting could teach you. Today, you have the character that only the process could forge. And all of that together makes you the perfect person to receive what was always yours, but which awaited your complete preparation. I'm not going to ask you to celebrate loudly. You don't need to shout or boast. What I want is for you to receive it with an open heart, that when it arrives, you don't reject it out of mistrust, that you don't say, "This is too good to be true," because it is good, because it is true, because I am good, and when I keep promises, I keep them abundantly. There will be people who won't understand why you now, people who will say you don't deserve it, people who will question my lesson, but I am not guided by human opinions. I am guided by my purpose, and my purpose for you includes this promise manifesting today. You don't need to explain to anyone why you receive what you receive. You don't need to justify my blessing. You only need to receive it with gratitude and use it wisely. The wait was not in vain. Every day that passed without seeing the manifestation, something was shifting. Every night you went to sleep without the answer, I was working. Every morning you woke up and the promise wasn't there yet, I was aligning. There was never a day I wasn't active in your life. There was never a moment I forgot you. The waiting was part of the plan, and the plan is complete. Today I want to talk to you about something you may not have considered. The promise I am fulfilling today is not just for you. It is for those who come after you. It is for those who are looking at your life and wondering if I am faithful. It is for those who need to see evidence that God's promises are not just theory. When you receive what I promised you, others will see it and believe again. They will hope again. They will trust again. Your fulfilled promise becomes hope for others. That's why it's important that when you receive this, you don't hide it with false humility. Don't say, "It was nothing." Don't minimize what I do. When God fulfills a promise in your life, that is a testimony. That is evidence of my faithfulness. That is proof that I do what I say, and others need to see that proof. So when it arrives, when it manifests, when you have it, testify. Not with pride, but with gratitude. But testify. I know there were times during the waiting when you felt invisible. Times when it seemed I was blessing everyone but you. Times when you saw promises fulfilled in other people's lives while yours remained unfulfilled. Those were the hardest times. Not because I was actually ignoring you, but because your time hadn't come yet, and seeing others receive before you made you question whether your turn would ever come. Your turn has arrived. Today is your moment. Today is your time. Today is your appointed day. Not because others no longer matter, but because everyone has their own time, and yours is today. So stop comparing. Stop looking at what others have. Focus on what I am placing in your hands now, because what I am giving you was designed for you, with your name, your measure, your purpose in mind. There are things you need to know about how to handle this fulfilled promise. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. Don't use it just to impress. Don't spend it trying to prove anything to those who doubted you. This fulfilled promise is a tool for your purpose, not a trophy for your ego. Use it wisely. Invest in what has eternal value. Share with those who have genuine need. Honor the gift by being mindful of how you use it. You also need to prepare yourself for the envy that may come. When blessings are visible, not everyone celebrates with you. Some get annoyed, some question, some walk away, and that hurts. But you can't control how others react to your blessing. You can only control how you handle it. Stay humble, stay grateful, stay aware that what you have is a gift, not a personal achievement. And when others don't celebrate, I celebrate with you, and that's enough. I want you to remember something as you enjoy this fulfilled promise. Remember the difficult days, not to dwell on them, but to maintain perspective, so you don't forget where I brought you from, to value what you now have, to be compassionate toward those who are still waiting for their promise, because you were there. You know how it feels. So when you see someone waiting, don't just tell them to have faith. Walk with them. Encourage them from your experience. Be living proof that I keep my promises. There are smaller promises that were also fulfilled along the way. Promises you may not have even noticed because you were focused on the big one. But every small manifestation was preparation for this big one. Every small victory was training. Every small blessing was a step forward. And if you were faithful with the little, now I entrust you with the much. Not because the little didn't matter, but because the little proved you were ready for the much. Now let me talk to you about what comes after receiving the promise. Because receiving isn't the end, it's the beginning. The fulfilled promise opens doors to expanded purpose, positions you for greater impact, and gives you a platform for broader influence. Don't settle for just receiving. Ask yourself, what should I do with this? Ask yourself, who can I bless with this? Ask me, what purpose does this have beyond my personal benefit? Because when I bless, there is always a purpose beyond the individual. I bless you so that you may bless others. I prosper you so that you may be a channel of prosperity. I heal you so that you may be an instrument of healing. I lift you up so that you may lift others up. The promise fulfilled in your life is not, it ends with you. It flows through you to others. And when you understand that, when you live that, you will see how what I give you multiplies in ways you never anticipated. Don't be afraid to enjoy it. Sometimes religious people think that enjoying blessings is a sin, that you should feel guilty for having something good. But I didn't give you this so you would feel bad for having it. I gave it to you so you could enjoy it, so you could experience my goodness, so you would know that I am a Father who gives good gifts. Enjoy it without guilt, celebrate it without shame, be grateful for it without minimizing it. I rejoice when you rejoice in what I provide, but also maintain balance. Don't let what you receive become your identity. Don't let the blessing replace the one who blesses. Don't let the gift be more important than the relationship. I gave you the promise, but I am greater than the promise. I am closer than the blessing. Don't exchange my presence for my provision. Value what I gave you, but value me more. There will be moments after receiving this promise when you'll be tempted to relax completely, to think you've arrived, to stop searching, to settle for this level. But this fulfilled promise isn't a ceiling, it's a floor. It's not the final goal, it's the foundation for the next stage. Enjoy what has arrived, but maintain an expectation of more, because I never run
out of promises. When I fulfill one, I already have another in preparation. When you manifest a blessing, I'm already designing the next one. I want you to know that how you handle this fulfilled promise will determine how much more I can entrust to you. If you are faithful with this, there is more waiting. If you honor this, there is more being prepared. If you manage this well, there is multiplication coming. But if you waste this, if you misuse it, if you take it lightly, then the next level is delayed, not as punishment, but as protection, because I can't give you more if you aren't ready to handle it responsibly. So receive today with an open heart, receive with deep gratitude, receive with genuine humility, but receive. Don't reject it out of insecurity. Don't doubt it out of disbelief. Don't question it out of low self-esteem. I say you are worthy to receive it. I say it is ready for you. I say today is the day, and my word is final. The promise I am fulfilling today includes restoration. I am not only giving you what I promised, I am returning what you lost while waiting. I am compensating you for the difficult years. I am rewarding you for the faithfulness you have shown. I am multiplying what you sacrificed, because I do not leave debts unpaid. When you invest in trusting me, I invest in blessing you abundantly, and that investment is manifesting today. Some will see this promise fulfilled quickly. Others will see a gradual process. Not all fulfillments are instantaneous. Some are progressive, but all are certain. So if you don't see it all at once today, don't doubt. The process has begun. The manifestation has started. What I promised is in motion, and what moves by my word does not stop until it is fully accomplished. Keep your eyes open for the signs, because the promise may come by unexpected paths. It may manifest in unanticipated ways. It may arrive through people you didn't expect. Do not limit my creativity. Do not confine my method. I can fulfill a promise in 1,000 different ways. Trust my wisdom to choose the right way for your specific situation. And when it arrives, when you have it, when you experience it, remember this moment. Remember when I told you that today I would fulfill my promise. Remember your doubt turned into faith. Remember your waiting rewarded. Remember my proven faithfulness, and let that memory strengthen your faith for the next promise, for the next challenge, for the next waiting,
because there will be more promises, there will be more waiting, there will be more fulfillments, and each one builds upon the previous one. Today I fulfill my promise, not because you were perfect, but because I am faithful, not because you earned it, but because I promised it, not because you finally became worthy, but because my love for you never depended on your performance. Today I fulfill my promise because the time I set has arrived, because the preparation I ordered is complete, because you are who you needed to be, and because my word does not return empty. Receive, believe, give thanks, and prepare, because what is coming will change your life in ways you cannot imagine today. And when you look back from that new place, you will understand everything. You will understand the waiting. You will understand the process. You will understand the timing. And you will say why what everyone says when they finally see my faithfulness manifested. It was worth trusting. It was worth waiting. It was worth believing. Today, I fulfill my promise, and you will never forget this day, with eternal faithfulness and the power to fulfill every word I speak. The God who does not lie or change his mind. The one who said, and today does. The one who promised, and today delivers. The one who sets times and fulfills exactly when he set them. Today is that day. Today I fulfill my promise. I want to talk. I want to share more about what it means for today to be the day. Because it's no coincidence that you're hearing this right now. It's no accident that these words reached you at this precise moment. There's divine synchronicity in the timing. There's purpose in this finding you today. Because today is no ordinary day. Today is a marked day, a designated day, a day set aside before you were even born, to fulfill what I promised for your life. I understand if you still have some doubts. I understand if part of you resists believing because you've been disappointed before, not by me, but by human expectations that failed, by human promises that were broken, by hopes placed in the wrong places. But I'm not human. I don't change my mind. I don't promise something and then forget. I don't say one thing and do another. When I establish something for your life, it stands firm, and what is firm is fulfilled exactly as I decreed it. The waiting you experienced wasn't my silence. It was your own process, because there were things within you that needed to mature before you could sustain what I promised. There were patterns that needed to be broken, mindsets that needed to be changed, strengths that needed to be developed. And all of that doesn't happen in a day. All of that takes time. Time that, from your perspective, seemed endless, but from my perspective, was exactly what was necessary. There were versions of you in the past that weren't ready, not because they were bad, but because they were incomplete. And I don't give big promises to incomplete versions, not because I'm cruel, but because it would be irresponsible. It would be like giving you the keys to a car when you don't yet know how to drive. The keys are yours, the car is yours, but until you learn to drive it, those keys wait. And today you learned. Today you are ready. Today you can handle what I give you. Part of being ready means that you will no longer seek validation in what you receive. Part of being ready means that your identity will not depend on this promise. Part of being ready means that when it arrives, you will not become arrogant or forget where you came from. And I know you won't become like that, because the process taught you humility, it taught you gratitude, it taught you dependence on me, and you carry those lessons with you now. When you receive what was promised, there will be a temptation to think it was because of your effort, because you worked hard, because you persevered. And yes, you did your part, but never confuse your part with my sovereignty. Your part was to walk. My part was to open the way. Your part was to believe. My part was to manifest. Your part was to obey. My part was to orchestrate. Acknowledge your participation, but acknowledge my power even more, because without me, your effort would not have produced this. Without my sovereignty, your perseverance would not have achieved this. This is collaboration between your faithfulness and my power. Let me tell you something else about the magnitude of what you are about to receive. It is not just the fulfillment of a promise, it is excess. I don't fulfill exactly the minimum promised. I fulfill abundantly. I pour out, I surpass, I multiply. So what is coming is not just enough, It is more than enough. It is not just what is needed, it is more than what is needed. It is not just fair, it is generous, because that is who I am. Not stingy, not measured, generous, abundant, overflowing in my goodness. And when you see that abundance, when you experience that excess, when you receive that generosity, do not feel guilty. Do not say, "This is too much." Do not refuse the entire portion out of false humility. I give to you like this because that is my nature, because I delight in blessing abundantly, because when I bless, I do not do it halfway, and because I know that what I give you in abundance, you will not selfishly hoard. I know you will share. I know you will bless others. I know you will use the excess to expand my kingdom.